Welcome back. Welcome back, Perks Recap Podcast. This is a Yankees edition of the podcast, but I do want to mention tomorrow is Wednesday the 3rd. It is the day before the NFL season starts on Thursday with the opener with the Cowboys and Eagles. Tomorrow evening, Wednesday evening, will be the week one preview show with me and Al. We will go over every single game in week one, no matter who you root for. We will get to your team. We will get to your game, and we will predict what we think will happen in each and every game. We do that every single week. And then next week, we'll be back on our normal schedule of two podcasts a week, one to review the previous week. So we'll review week one next week, and then we'll have a separate podcast and preview week two. And we're going to do that every week all season long, as this is our third season doing it. So we've got the format down. We know what's going on, and we have a lot of fun there. It's probably the most important podcast we do on this show all year, because it's the NFL and it doesn't really get much bigger than that. And of course, we're massive fans. Anyway, the New York Yankees, they they beat bad teams, and I've been saying that. And that's exactly what happened here. They played 7 games against Washington and Chicago, two bad teams. They won 6 of them, not surprisingly. But now the season, the real season, begins now. That's just all there is to it. The real season, and I've said this before as well, I think their season will be defined by these next 12 games, because it is all winning teams. It is all teams they've had trouble against, especially Boston and Toronto. They've got Detroit, who's leading their division and playing really well, especially earlier in the year, but they're still playing well. And they've got Houston, which has been a nemesis of theirs for years now. So it's time to step up to these teams and don't go out with a whimper against them. You can't go 4-8 or 5-7. 6-6 wouldn't kill me. It wouldn't kill me, but I really want 7-5. 7-5 is a statement that we can play these teams and we can win more than we lose. Give them some confidence going into the postseason. Because I'll tell you what, if you go against, say you go against the Red Sox in the playoffs, or whoever, any one of these teams that you're about to play, and you get swept by them in this next 12 games, whoever they, whatever team you want to say, when we play them, we get swept or we lose 2 out of 3 again, and the series is just awful. We can't beat these teams. It shows that. How are you going to have any confidence in the playoffs against those same teams? I don't see how you could. So, therefore, I think these next 12 are of utmost importance. I'm just going to skim a little bit here. August 25th, 26th, 27th, the Yankees played Washington. They swept them. You had Schlittler, Heel, and Fried on the mound. Um, Schlittler, wow, I can't believe this kid. 6 innings, no runs. Heel, 5 innings, 1 run. Fried, 7 innings, 1 run. Yeah, Schiller's ERA on the season is 2.76. Unbelievable. In the first game, Rice, Jazz, and Dominguez all homered. Goldschmidt, Bellinger, and Grisham all had 2 hits, and they won 10-5. Second game, they won 5-1. Stanton hit his 17th homer. Caballero got his 41st steal. 2 more hits again for Bellinger. He's just been on fire. I think he got Player of the Week, actually. And then the 27th, they won 11-2. There was no saves in this, and nobody really got bombed or did anything terrible in terms of their bullpen. De Los Santos gave up 4 runs in the first game. That was a little alarming. But other than that, business as usual. Paul Blackburn pitched the final 2 innings after Freed left after 7. And I forgot. I didn't even realize they picked him up for last Saturday, and he got bombed. And I figured that would be it. But he did get another chance, and he pitched 2 innings. But he did give up another run in those 2 innings. He's not part of their future. He's just there to fill in get some innings uh, pitched, and that's about it. In that third game, Grisham, the home run barrage was the third game, 11-2. Grisham homer, Judge homer, his 41st. Uh, was it his 41st or 42nd? No, his 41st. McMahon homered his 18th. Rice his 22nd. Bellinger hit his 25th and went 3 for 4. So in the three games against Washington, Bellinger went 2 for 7, was 7 for 10. He went 2 for 3, 2 for 3, 3 for 4. 7 for 10. My goodness. Austin Wells also homered. Jazz got a stolen base for his 23rd. And that was an 11-2 win. So then they go to Chicago on the road, and the good pitching continues against bad team, obviously. Will Warren gets his 8th win, 5 innings, no runs, but he did give up 4 runs, no earned runs, and Anthony Volpe committed his 18th error in the field. And when is it time? When is it that, how is it that the fans can see that this is not going to work and we can't continue this, and that this is going to show up in the playoffs? You know for sure at some point this bad defense that the team as a whole has played, and it's amazing that they still have played this bad on defense all season long after what happened last year when the defense was the reason why you lost the World Series, was because of bad defense. And they didn't do anything. They're still a terrible defensive team. Terrible. And don't listen to Aaron Boone telling you it's a good defensive team. He's got to say that. He's just saving face and protecting his players. He knows it's terrible. Everybody knows it's terrible. Everybody who's watching the games can tell that this is a really bad defensive team. Anthony Volpe leads the league with 18 errors. So he cost them 4 runs on this error against Chicago. They won the game 10-4. Caballero has got to play short. That's just all there is to it at this point, I think. Just put him there over Volpe. I mean, Volpe's getting a few more days off here and there, but it's time. You can't keep trotting him out there. At the very least, if you do you want his batting lineup, even though he's not hitting either, he just was like 1 for 32 or whatever he was. Terrible. If you want to put him in to start a game, and then like in the 7th, like you do with Stanton in the outfield in like the 7th inning, take him out after his 3rd at bat or whatever, and let Caballero play the 8th and 9th for better defense. Do something like that. I would do that. I'd be open to that. But you can't if they just keep him out there as the starter, and then he goes into the playoffs as a starter, he's going to make an error. Bottom line, and you don't know how big it'll be. Maybe it'll be insignificant, but maybe it'll be the deciding factor in a game or possibly even the series, because he is not good enough in the field. I don't know what happened. He won a Gold Glove, and now he's terrible. Absolutely terrible. 4 runs he cost them. Cruz, Weaver, Devin Williams, who struck out the side again, Leiter Jr., all came in after Warren. Bellinger hit his 26th home run. It was 3 for 4. So he was 7 for 10. So that means he's 10 for 14 these first 4 games of these 7 that we're going over right now. Jazz got a home run and a stolen base. Home run 26th. His stolen base was his 24th. Grisham hit his 27th. Grisham, where did this come from? This season has just been unbelievable for Grisham. I would be shocked if he comes back, to be honest. I think they value Bellinger more, and I think that's what's going to happen. And then you got Spencer Jones in the pipeline. I don't see a path for Grisham to come back, but good on him for having a really good year, making himself valuable, and they can, he can seek to go elsewhere, and we'll probably get a nice contract coming off such a great year. Um, Volpe did go 2 for 3. He didn't make up for the 4 runs he gave up, but he did have a stolen base as well, his 16th. And let's move on. On the 29th, they played Chicago again. Obviously, this is a 4-game series. 29th against the White Sox, another win, 10-2. Rodon goes 6 innings, gets his 15th win. No, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 5 Ks, ERA down to 3.18. Cruz, Hill, and Duvall all came in. No problems there. Well, Hill actually gave up a run, and that was the 2 runs. Rodon gave up one. Hill gave up the other. Grisham had a stolen base and a home run. Only his second stolen base. When we got Grisham, or when Grisham was younger, I thought he was more of a 12 to 15 steal guy, maybe 10, but he's really not. He doesn't steal bases at all. This is, like I said, this is his second steal all season long and his 28th home run. And Judge stole a base, his ninth. That's where I thought Grisham would be. Like with the way, Judge somehow every year manages to get like 10. I thought Grisham would get around there every year, and he doesn't. He doesn't steal. Volpe did hit his 19th home run, went 2 for 4, and Wells went 2 for 3. Those are the only people with 2 hits. Yeah, those are the highlights of that. White Sox on the 30th, they won again, 5-3. So this is 6 in a row here. And I think it was 7 because they won the last game against Boston. And Schlittler again. ERA is now down to 261, 2.61 because he went 6 innings, 1 run, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts, 4 hits. I love Cam Schlittler. He's going to get a playoff start. He absolutely is going to get a playoff start. If they need a third starter, as long as they don't get eliminated in two straight in a 3-game series, if that's the situation they're in. But if they need a third starter, he's the third starter in the playoffs. I think it's no question he is. Devin Williams came on, did actually give up a run. Weaver, Bednar got the win. Duvall got the save. Judge hit his 42nd home run. Wells hit his 4th home run. No one had 2 hits, and they had 6 hits in total. They were 3 for 12 with runners in scoring position, and they left 8 men on base, but they did get the win 5-3. And then the 31st, which was Sunday, they did lose to Chicago 3-2. Just couldn't get much going. Again, just 6 hits total. Judge hit his 43rd home run. He was 3 for 5. He's starting to heat up, by the way. That's 3 out of 4 games he hit a home run, 2 in a row. So I think hopefully we're going to get one of these runs out of Aaron Judge where he just carries the team offensively for a little while and hits, 10, 12 home runs in the month of September. I would not be surprised if he does. Maybe even more. I mean, he can do that if he gets on that kind of a tear. And he's been in need of a tear for a while now because he was on quite, he got hurt, came back. I think he's still kind of hurt, or at least not right. And he hasn't been hitting that well overall. And the power was going too for a while. But it's good to see it coming back. Maybe he's feeling a little better. We'll see. We'll see if he can get in the field as well because Stanton is still playing the outfield some of the time. And sometimes Stanton has to sit because Judge has to DH. If he can get out in the field, that'll open up and Stanton can play every day at the DH. So this game, don't blame it on Luis Heel. The starting pitching in these 7, absolutely phenomenal. He went 5 1/3, 4 hits. He gave up 2 runs. That's not the greatest line ever, of course, but it's also nothing that's going to take you out of the game. He pitched into the 6th and gave up 2 runs, 7 Ks, which is good to see. Fernando Cruz came on for an inning and 2/3. Didn't give up anything, but Tim Hill's the one who took the loss. This is his second straight outing of going an inning and giving up another run. Grisham, now all of a sudden maybe he is stealing because he stole again the next. He stole his 3rd base on the season. Judge hit his 43rd home run, like I said, and with runners in scoring position, they were 1 for 5 and left 10 men on base. So what does it all mean? It means that the Yankees beat the crap out of bad teams. It means that we have to see what happens in these next 12. I've been talking about it for a while, so I'm pretty psyched for these 12 games coming up. And we'll see where they are after these 12. And then don't forget, after these 12, then you got Baltimore a couple times. I think you have the White Sox again. You've got some bad teams again to round out the season, which means you should probably beat up on them, or hopefully beat up on them. And even if you have a bad 12 games here and go 4-8 and kind of drop to the third wild card spot, or maybe even out of the wild card spot, you'll probably climb back in or climb back up because you got the bad teams again that you just beat up on all the time, and you'll probably still make the playoffs regardless. But let's not go 4-8. Let's go 8-4. Let's go 7-5. The Yankees talk about how good they are. Aaron Boone believes wholeheartedly, or at least that's what he portrays publicly, that the Yankees are a good team. They went to the World Series yet last year. Yeah. Fine. But you've got to show it against teams that are good, that are proven to be good. You've got to show it. And as of right now, they haven't. And we're in September. This is their opportunity. Hopefully they recognize that this is that kind of an opportunity. Hopefully they realize that they've got to show something here. I don't know and I honestly don't know if they do. You hear them talk and it's like they're drinking their own Kool-Aid. So I'm not entirely sure. I hope so. That's for sure, but I'm not entirely sure. But the good thing is about sports is we will find out. Houston is on tap tonight. I'm recording this on Tuesday. So I'm going to watch it. I'm sure you're going to watch it if you're listening to this. And I will be back to wrap up that series at the end. And until then, I will see you later.